Alright, welcome to a new haul video. This one I'm basically doing the haul for what I got at the 2023 Central Florida Comic Con. Yes, something which basically that I've been looking forward to, especially since I get a chance to meet some Power Rangers, some voice actors. As a matter of fact, I got a picture and autograph with pretty much almost every single voice actor that came there, except for they also had the two leads from Phineas and Ferb there. I didn't want to get anything from them, mainly because of the fact that, well, the best reason for it was because I didn't watch the show, so why would I get autographed people basically I'm not fans of? I did not. Also people who were there were the first actors to play April O'Neil in live action, along with one of the Turtles. Yeah, they were there. But for some reason, now, the way they had this up, they had the two normal rooms, plus they had a third room, which I love this room. It was so fantastic. Apparently, they got an actual arena. Yeah, because of the fact this was so big of an event, they got a third room. Finally, something really freaking new about this particular event. Because, no. Yeah. So, basically, I kind of knew about the third room. As a matter of fact, here was the strange thing about it. Central Florida Comic Con did not do a pretty good job about promoting the fact they had a third room. The third room was basically an arena, which I'm sure probably previously Ring of Honor have had their own events here. Because this is a building that Ring of Honor have had several events at previously. As a matter of fact, 3 years ago, they were going to have a Super Con of Honor event in this very same building, which by the way, was supposed to happen 3 months after my first time I went to Comic Con there, and then it got canceled because of the pandemic. Yep. So, in the second room, it looked pretty normal from the first time I went there. Yeah, there was barely anything there. It was like barely minimal at best. So, basically, here's what I got and what I got signed. Now, let's see. Here's something I got. I got this from Timothy Zahn. Yes, I got his first book of his Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy. Yep. I was talking to him for quite a while, and he seemed pretty happy the fact I was actually kept up to date with some of his books that he basically did. Yeah, awesome guy to talk to. Mm-hmm. And here's a signature by Timothy Zahn. Yep. Yeah, we talked most about Star Wars, the fact that some people were bothered with the fact that he introduced hot chocolate in book 1. Yeah, because Luke's from Desert Planet and drinking a hot drink is something new to him. Mostly a lot about Star Wars. He did tell me this about Thrawn, that the look that is in Star Wars Rebels is not technically the look that was from the original book. He did tell me that the yellow shoulder pads that he wears, that was done. Now, he told me that Filoni told him the reason why they had to do it because originally it was on his shoulders, on his arms that he basically had, and the only reason why that they couldn't do that because of the animation style. Now, of course, I did put he agreed with me on this little line they have like across the shoulder, like that. That was standard for Star Wars animation, so I wasn't really bothered. He was bothered by it either. Now, in the case of the badge thing he normally wears, that according to his for Thrawn, that was done not by him per se. That was done by the original cover artist who did the original Heir to the Empire trilogy, and and this is definitely true, that this trilogy was the first thing that came out after Star Wars, and he had no idea it would be a big seller, and well, it did. And of course, also he did also create Mara Jade. And of course, he did tell me that the wedding was in a comic book, which that was true. Now, he did tell me this, that he loved what Jody Houser did with the Thrawn comic adaptation. He did tell me the second book was being planned to be adapted. Yes, it was being planned to a comic book. The problem was basically editor change and the thing dissolved. The thing disappeared, wasn't seen again. And basically, since he's been done returned to doing Star Wars stuff, apparently he's on contract to Thrawn, which seems quite odd given the fact he's written some really good some really good novels. But an absolute great guy to talk to. All right, this is one of the figures. I got like 2 of them. Actually, I think I got about 3. I got Mariko, one of the new heroes. Actually, technically, you could say she should be our first appearance in the end of season 5, but she be a bigger role in season 6. I also got this figure. This figure is now. This is actually the second figure I've got this character. I can basically take the plastic off it. Now, they didn't give me a box because a lot of their stuff basically was not in boxes per se. Not the first, I think it's the second time I got a figure from them. Now, I was looking at the figures. Oh, look, it's Yumi. $50. Yeah, they were selling stuff way too much. Like 50, 75. Yeah, it was expensive as all hell. I got a black and white Ochaku. Yep, a black and white Ochaku. When I saw this, by the way, it only cost me like about $30 for this damn thing. Yeah, $30. And that was it. Yep. Yeah, and this thing did not come with a package. It just was a display piece. I just bought for them. Not the first thing this has happened when it comes to like this. Now, these 4 books here, I got signed by Jim Palmioani Connor. This book here, The Judge book, which I had previously reviewed, I got this signed by Jim Palmioani. Yep, and it was the sole book for him to get signed. This book here, I got signed by both Jim Palmioani and his wife, Amanda Connor. And they did tell me this, that now they were supposed to be there last year, but they had to cancel last minute due to Amanda getting sick. And it wasn't COVID, flu. Yep. Now, of course, this one here is done by Amanda Connor. Now, she was worried about doing the cover because she did the cover of the opening issue. So she decided to sign the inside cover. Yep. And, of course, then, of course, you have Jimmy and Amanda doing this. And they even did a sketch for me of Harley Quinn, which is so awesome. Now, one thing, I did ask Amanda this because she was the best person to ask because Jim was busy. I did ask her this. Why did she decide to end her? Why did he and Jimmy decide to end the run of Harley Quinn? She told me it was due to burnout because Harley Quinn was basically being a very popular book, so they had to do all the one shots and the mini-series stuff. Yeah, that was something that basically caused her to get burnt out. Now, she said that Jimmy is actually a really good fast writer. Now, she did the dialogue while Jimmy did the story. That's basically what she told me. And she thought that maybe Stephen Phillips probably left Harley Quinn. Now, last I saw it, Stephen Phillips was still the writer of Harley Quinn. And I did show her basically the awfulness that was Tim Drake Robin #1. Show her one page of it because it's Riley Ruspo. I thought it was Riley Ruspo left, which is definitely true. Yep. They absolutely are great people to talk to. Yep. And yeah, been a few years since I last saw them last. I think the last time I officially saw them was, I believe, back in 2019. I think it was. I mean, obviously, but looking at them, Jimmy looks like he's balding, the way he looks at him. Amanda looks a little bit older since I last saw her. Yeah, she does look a little bit older. Now, in the case of... Now, I didn't much ask to talk to Jimmy very much, a little more with Amanda, because I figured he should be less busy than he is. And, now, I did not... One thing I forgot to ask them was how long they're married for. I did not ask them that. And apparently, also, that the Wonder Woman book, the Come Back to Me, that was one of the last books they did for DC, and that's 100% completely true. And apparently, DC is no longer hiring them. Except do covers. Except they want to do books, but apparently they don't want to hire them for reasons. And I even talked to that part. Jimmy told me that one, but he did tell me that I did. Why not Marvel? Yeah, I've worked Marvel some time. Maybe come back there. A lot of really good rares at Marvel now. Yep. But yeah. So this I got signed by Josh Grell, which he does remember. I did. He was supposed to be there last year. He canceled last minute, but he actually, let's see, he signed right below Toya, and yes, he does know about the factor, so he's coming for this one. This one here, I got this signed by Emily Knives. Yes, one of 3 actors who've been there, who were there. My hero. Let's see if I can find it here. I think it was. It wasn't that one. I think that's it right there. That's Emily Knives. Yeah, I got her to sign it. Yeah, she definitely did agree that Aerie was so cute that she had to play her. I'll show my pictures of them later. Yep. Me. This one here for Kamigawa Kill. Look very closely, right to the bottom. I got this signed by Akami's voice actor, Molly Sir, I think her last name is. Yeah, she signed this. Now, yes, we did talk about a little bit about Jeannie from... I've only seen technically 3 series. It's basically this one, Case of Vantos, and Montezuma. She plays... Get this. She plays the centipede. This will be the centaur. Emily is also in... I think she's in Montezuma, if I'm not mistaken. She played the harpy. Yep. This one here, I got this signed by 2 people. It's not the actual cover here. I got this signed by both Shudo's voice actor, David Mung. I actually forgot to ask him about why in the world he had to fill in for Rico. For who's here, I forgot to ask him that. And I got the signed by Lisa Ortiz. Great person to talk to. And I was wondering if she actually play a character in the current One Piece dub. She did. A very small character, One Piece Red. Because it's 2 choppers. Both the current and the original voice actor in the same scene together. That's the only return she had to the series. And here's the thing also interesting about Lisa Ortiz. Did you know she also voiced Serenity Wheeler from Yu-Gi-Oh? Yes. And Tao Jun, both in the original and the remake dub for Shaman King. Now, she did confirm to me about Sean Schimmel, about some stuff related to him, which mostly is true, and I did relate to her that Netflix asked him, which that's mostly true anyways, but she was very happy to do the role again, and I haven't listened to dub yet for the Shaman King dub, but great to hear that she did it. Yep. Let's see, there was one other one. I'm not bad slime, ain't I? Yep. I got this signed by Rimu's voice actress, Brittany Kowalski. Great person to meet in person, yes. She very much appreciated the fact that I got a chance to bring this for her to sign. She loved it. She also loved the fact that I told her this was the first anime I got into last year. And the fact that I told her co-star Rico, he was so happy I got into this series that she was like overjoyed the fact that she heard that. Yes. Yep. And I didn't get a chance to talk about this, but she's actually 2 years older than me. Yes, seriously. And I think there's one more thing I have signed here. Because remember I had like 4 DVDs. It was actually, I think there's one more, wasn't there? Let me take a look here. Let's be sure. Oh. Alright, here's another figure I got. And it's Buggy! Yes, Buggy the Clown! Yeah, I felt like I got a figure for Buggy. Who would have thunk I got a figure for all the characters? Buggy! My personal favorite characters from My Hero Academia. This, you're probably thinking, that looks like from the Set Forever Red. It is, because I got this from Jason Flaunt. Yep, I got a picture. I'll show pictures later. But yeah, this is from the very same. This is from that very set. Now, of course, he does agree with me the fact it was made of reasons why they could have Jen and him kiss. The reason he told me, because it was a kid's show. That's what he told me. I'm not kidding about that. And he also confirmed the fact that the regular suit helmets they wore, this having colored visors, they could actually see them because they were tinted. Yes, he did confirm that too. Let's see what else related to him. I think that was it. I didn't chance to talk much about Dimensions Danger and Mega War. I kind of wish I did, but I didn't. Yeah, but I also noticed though apparently he has grown a beard. Yes, he has grown a full beard. Also looks like he's jacked for a man his age. Yeah, he looks pretty much jacked. Yep, he does. Alright, next up we have is a couple of a manga. I think I talked this to, I think it was Lace Ortiz. I think it was either Lace Ortiz or Molly I talked to. And I got 2 volumes of the Slayer manga. Yes, I do know there's light novels too, but I haven't got a chance to get my hands on those yet. I think I did tell this to Josh Guerrero. I did talk to him about this. The fact that I am going to play again to was a part-timer. The fact that I did ask her, did Jamie really enjoy playing Reyes? He says, oh yeah, she loved playing Reyes. She probably would love play her again. Yeah, we talked about High School DxD, and he was actually, here's the thing, he did not know about the creator of Kenshin. The fact he was charged with the same exact thing Scott was. He was the original voice actor for Issei, and unlike here, where Scott got prison time, the creator of First Kenshin got to pay a fine. That's it. A fine. He's like, that's typical Japan. Yeah, he had no idea about that. Yep. Alright. This is the only t-shirt I got when I was there. A t-shirt of Monkey D. Luffy. Yep. Monkey D. Luffy. Which is so awesome. Here's some, probably the only graphic novels I actually got with there. Because, the thing is, this is the last of it. I didn't get that much. Mostly I spent a lot of time basically talking to voice actors. I got the first volume of the Bat manga. I had volumes 2 and 3. Now I have the first one. I can finally cap off this series. Yep. Oops. Yeah, I think that's over by accident. Excuse me. Alright, now the other things I got were, I got Captain America, Man and Wolf from Mark Greenwald's run. And finally, a book that I have been very interested to read this book. Here's the thing, never this looking for, Man and Wolf, I have read it before, but this one, never read before, but I heard about this book. As far as I can tell, I haven't read it. We have The Elektra Saga by Frank Miller. Yes. I think this is one of 2 Elektra books he did work on along with Elektra Assassin. Yes, her first 2 books, which, funny enough, this book is actually kind of part of the Elektra numbering. Yep. Alright, now as for the pictures, yes, I did take some pictures. One you kind of surprised with, the fact I got a chance to take a picture of this person. Let's see here. First up, we have Brittany Kowalski, who decided to put her chin on my shoulder, she's quite a lovely woman. Here's me with Emily Knives. Yep. Probably should put my shirt down, though. Me with Molly Cersei. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the fact, and I wasn't going to put my arm around her because I didn't want to feel too uncomfortable with her. I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable around me, but great person to talk to. I like this one better. And she told me to send someplace like. And funny enough, this I thought was quite interesting. I got a chance to see anybody cosplaying as the Mark I Kamen Rider. Yeah, I did not expect to see that. And yes, I got pitched with the cosplayer too, which is so interesting. Now this is with David Madra. Yep. This is me with Lisa Ortiz. I think you should pull your shirt down more. Yeah. Took lots of pictures. This one was kind of surprising because I had never taken a picture of wrestling before, not since I was a little kid. Now, I did tell him this. I got hit. Now, well, basically, it's X-Pac. Yep, it's X-Pac. Which, yes, we are doing the Too Sweet. And he seemed very appreciative of the fact that I did this. You know, I did the whole Too Sweet. Yeah, he was so appreciative about that. We talked a little about the Click. We did talk about the fact that a little about the NWO. I did tell him I got a chance to meet Nicole Bass. And he was very happy the fact I got a chance to meet her because she describes her as a very sweet lady. We talked a little about China. Let's see. We talked about the fact he was jacked at one point, but he's not jacked right now per se. We did talk about a little bit about Matt Bloom, aka formerly Albert, Laura Tensai, who's her head performance center, and we talked a little about FTR. He talked about really nice things about him. Nothing really bad per se. But he wasn't really a big fan of the fact of Prop 6 because that was not his idea. That was all Eric Bischoff. Yes, and Eric, I even talked a little bit to him about Road Dogg. He seemed less interested about Road Dogg, but he was very happy the fact I brought up various other things. He was like very appreciative about. And we also did this too. Not only the Too Sweet, but also the DX X Chop, the second thing, which was so nice. Yep, here's me with Jason Flaunt. Yep. Yeah. And this is me with Nikita. Which, it had been a few years. I even showed the pictures of mine. In fact, we met once before. And yes, that's a broken helmet that I got a chance to... We did a little silliness. Silly posters are so funny. Yep. Okay, that's not what I want there. And finally, the last picture I took is with Steve Karenas, who even showed me how to do the classic morphing pose. Yep. Now, it turns out, I did talk to him about supposedly getting a back injury when he was in the set of the Turbo movie. What he told me that was actually made for the movie, he did not get injured at all. I even brought up what this Outdoor Critic basically poked fun of the scene. He also confirmed to me, like Karen Ashley did once before, those suits really heavy. Talked a little about Ivan News. We talked a little bit about the 3rd anniversary special, the fact that he has worked with Walter Jones the first time. But I didn't want to get into too much detail because the fact he's probably under NDA. Okay, fine. But an absolute great person to talk to. Finally get a chance to meet Steve Karenas, which makes him, I'd say, of the Mighty Morphin lineup, I'd say he is the, I think it's like the third, he's the fourth person I met from the lineup because I have met Karen Ashley now. I met Karen Ashley. I met him. So I've met, officially as of right now, 2-time Force Rangers. 1 Zeo Ranger, which is also kind of a Turbo Ranger, like 1 from Zeo, and of the original Morphin for the first 3 seasons, I have met officially 3. Yep, 3. Just Steve Karenas, Karen Ashley, and Kathleen Sutherland. I've met those 3. So, and I did find out the true cause of death of Jason and Frank. Apparently, it was not suicide. Nope. It was accidental drowning. Yes, due to infantile fluid. I think it was like a rolling drink he got. And that's what happened with him. I'm like, really? I thought it was suicide. Nope. It was this. Okay, and apparently he, even though he was jacked too, apparently he drank lots of Gatorade, and apparently because he drank a different drink than usual, that's what, apparently it was like low electrodes in his body, so it was like an accidental drowning is what basically caused his death. Like, okay. Yep. But yeah, that's simply it here. I had a pretty good time. I got a chance, there was this artist, Eric Goodnight. He did have a poster for a sketch of basically in color with Asuka, Io Shirai / Io Sky, and Kairi Sane, but he was charging $80 for the damn thing. He didn't have a small version of it. We talk a lot about New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was surprised to hear the fact that Tony Storm is married to Juice Robinson. Yeah, he had no idea the fact those two are married. He's like, yeah, not surprising about Mia Yim and Keith Lee. We're talking about that, about Okada. We did talk about this IWGP. He joked the fact he took that for Shinsuke Nakamura, which I thought was so funny. And he is not a fan of the current world title they have, the current belt they have, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. He actually loves the New Japan TV Championship design, which, yeah, it's basically a harker back to classic championships, which is the same style design that the Ring of Honor Championship has right now. Yes, it's the same style. Which, okay. Yeah, he thinks it's a very beautiful title. He also agrees that Zack David Jr. is an excellent choice to be the first champion. Because we talked a little about his match with Claudio Castagnoli. He says he did want to see Bryan Danielson take him on, but Claudio gave him a great match. Yeah, the match was only about 10 minutes, but it was an excellent match. We talk a little about Jonathan Gresham, a little about Jordan Grace. Yeah, talk a lot about wrestling with him. The fact that she's jacked now. The fact when she's a little bit chubbier, that she was still very attractive. Talk a little about Jim Cornette, the fact that he hates, which, yeah, the fact that apparently he hated Kevin Owens, which he's like, tells him to get over it. Not me per se, but just Jim Cornette. He's just like hating on new stuff. And he does agree about the fact that, in my opinion too, FTR, best tag team on the planet. And Aussie Open, one of the best tag teams in the last 5 years, what I've heard. And he can kind of agree with that. He does know machine guns. I did show him what the New Japan strong openweight tag titles like. He didn't like it. They were okay. They were new modern. But he loved the strong openweight championship. He thought that the belt would look really awesome. Yeah, he also described their world title like the old WWE Divas Championship. Yeah, that's what he describes it. Which, yeah, it's not a really good design, but I like people who wear it. Yep. Yeah, we talked about the fact also about Kenny Omega's 2-year reign. We talked a little bit about New Japan, a little bit Jim Cornette. Basically, a great guy to talk to. Eric Goodnight. Yeah. I did saw a couple booths. One was a Star Trek booth. They gave me like a little thing. I don't remember where it is. And there's also a booth related to Doctor Who, where it was a Doctor Who podcast. Talk a lot about Doctor Who. I point out these various screwdrivers they had. I was able to guess two of them correctly, because one was actually the 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver. Another one was the 13th Doctor one. Yep. Excuse me. Yes, we talk about what happened with the 5th Doctor. I'll talk about Doctor Who for this booth, because it's Doctor Who booth. Heck, they even had an actual size Dalek, which was basically based upon one of the renegade Daleks from the classic Doctor Who series that appeared in the Sivis McCoy episode, Revolution of Daleks. So awesome. Even he agrees the episode was awesome. And apparently came as a subscriber of mine. Probably checking my Doctor Who reviews. Yep. But yeah, not much else to say about this stuff. Good. Okay, so that's it for this particular review. Next up, now this next video I'm going to do, I actually was supposed to do this review last night, but after doing my stream last night, I was so tired, I decided to do it right now. Okay? Next video will be Super Sunday. Bye.